One moment, you're the most celebrated chef on Hell's Kitchen, and the next, everybody's still talking about you, but all for the wrong reasons. This chef went from being a hero to having a massive downfall, stirring up scandals along the way. In the whirlwind of over 20 seasons of Hell's Kitchen, there's this one contestant who left an indelible mark. Brett Hauser from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. With his roots deeply intertwined with his Italian heritage, Brett's heart has always been close to his parents'.
My parents just recently passed away. My father was a phenomenal cook. My mother was a phenomenal cook.
When he made his debut in season 14, his passion for food and his fierce determination to win were evident right from the start. Just like in the Alaskan Fish Challenge, when Brett teamed up with Brendan, impressively getting their trout pieces accepted. They were the initial duo from the blue team to face judgment, competing against Megan and T. Brett presented a trout amanzin, and here's what the judge had to say.
That's delicious.
Yeah. Thank you, chef.
That crispy skin right there may have been the difference between winning and losing. Another challenge which he nailed was the American Classics Challenge, where Brett teamed up with Nick on the pizza station, determined not to lose. Brett's was the first to be judged, competing against Michelle, and he presented rustic Italian pizza. Now, what was the judge's reaction?
It's delicious. I like the salami and the olive. A little high on the seasoning, maybe?
Despite some criticism for having way too much seasoning, his dish was praised for its salami and olives, ultimately securing a win for the blue team in that round. However, despite his initial drive, fate dealt Brett a tough hand, and he was forced to withdraw from the competition.
You've done bloody well, okay? But I cannot let you continue.
So, during the prep time, Brett suddenly felt intense pain while in the bathroom.
Why?
This caused immediate concern among his teammates. Christine, with a really keen ear, heard his groans from the Red Kitchen and found him in the back hallway clearly in distress.
You okay?
Yeah, I need medics in the back of the kitchen.
It turns out that Brett was suffering from a severe flare-up of a previously diagnosed slip disc. Talk about bad timing, huh? As Adam and sous chef Andy rushed to his aid, Brett explained his condition, revealing that it occurred while he was in the bathroom. That's when Millie and Josh came to the rescue, carrying him back to the dorms like great teammates.
Watch your step.
Yeah, I gotta go left foot first. Go.
Despite his pain, Brett's teammates reassured him, promising to support him no matter what. In a poignant moment, Chef Ramsay visited Brett in the dorms, where he bravely revealed the extent of his condition.
Unfortunately, I have a slip disc pinching on my sciatic nerve.
The famous chef, though disappointed, was more concerned about Brett's well-being as he should.
I am so sorry.
I am sorry to myself, to my team.
That's unquestionable.
He knew that continuing could lead to permanent damage, so with heartfelt words, Chef Ramsay assured Brett that his family would be immensely proud of him for what he achieved so far and urged him to solely focus on his recovery. During his exit interview, Brett was deeply upset about having to leave the competition under such circumstances.
I'm worried about the present and the near future. At this point in time, this is the end.
Yet, his determination shone through as he acknowledged the immense support that he had received.
I got a lot of support. That's why I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing here.
Despite the major setback, Brett's strength and resolve were unwavering, and fans took notice, both inspiring and moving them as he left the competition. Even without the usual coat hanging and burning picture sequence, Brett's determination and bravery left a lasting impression on viewers. I mean, who wouldn't be moved by such a resilient spirit, right? Brett's culinary journey didn't end with his early departure from Hell's Kitchen though. In fact, he went on to achieve some pretty remarkable stuff. After his initial appearance on the show, Brett nabbed the position of executive chef at Pizza Craft Artisan Pizzeria, a role that just not anybody could achieve so easily. And nope, he didn't stop there. Brett became a sought-after guest at various locations around the country. Despite his brief stint on the show, Brett's passion for cooking and his infectious spirit left an enduring mark on viewers, making him a truly unforgettable figure in Hell's Kitchen history. Like, seriously, who wouldn't be excited about seeing the potential Brett still had to offer? But hold on, there's way more to the story. Brett made a triumphant comeback a few years later in Rookies vs. Veterans, where he showed Chef Ramsay and the world the incredible chef he truly was.
But I'm currently the personal chef for some celebrities, the likes of Sean Combs down in Miami.
Talk about resilience and determination, right? In his first challenge, the Signature Dish Challenge, Brett fearlessly stepped up against Chris, who was no slouch in his own right.
Pan-seared duck breast with the mango and blackberry puree.
I'll take that, duck.
Alongside Trev, he eagerly anticipated showcasing his original signature dish to Chef Ramsay. When his turn came, he presented his meticulously crafted duck breast with mango blackberry puree. The dish was lauded for its perfectly cooked duck, earning him a well-deserved 4 points. This early success only hinted at the culinary brilliance that Brett would continue to exhibit in the challenges that followed. As always, Brett truly showcased his passion and expertise during the Creative Risotto Challenge, leaving an unforgettable mark on Hell's Kitchen. However, the challenge began with a shocking announcement.
We are saying goodbye to Hell's Kitchen favorite, the lobster risotto.
Wait, what? Seriously? That famous risotto?
Very nice, that risotto.
That risotto's excellent.
And now, it was their time to make the best risotto, one that would go up on the main menu. Crazy, right? But that wasn't even the half of it.
There's never been anything like this. A punishment pass.
Now, you might be wondering what this punishment pass was all about. Well, it's a unique advantage that can only be used once. Essentially, the person with the punishment pass can skip their punishment and instead join the winning team for the reward. It has to be one of the most significant advantages ever introduced on Hell's Kitchen. Imagine a day where your team loses and you're exhausted, but the weather outside is fantastic and the reward is incredibly tempting. And maybe you're looking at one of the stupid, nonsensical punishments like drinking a raw fish smoothie or something like that. You can then use the punishment pass to enjoy the reward instead of, well, torturing yourself. It's really significant if you look at it this way. The real twist, though, is that it could be used in reverse. Just think about this. After all your hard work, you finally earn a reward, and you might lose it because the person with the pass specifically wants you to suffer? God, I wouldn't want to be in that situation, that's for sure. Now, back to Brett, who was super excited for this challenge, and his dedication to his craft was evident as he shared his love for risotto with sous chef Jockey.
I'm doing an asparagus and shrimp risotto. I do it at home 5 times a week.
He explained how he cooked the dish 5 times a week and lived for it. However, his repetitive bragging irritated his fellow contestants.
I do this all the time. I'm almost thinking he might be too confident.
I guess Brett did have a habit of repeatedly doing a few things. Just like how he repeatedly talked about his Italian heritage, which was like his trademark. He'd been flexing that heritage so many times, I've lost count. It was like a broken record reminding everyone just how Italiano he was.
Half of the ingredients in my dish are literally tattooed on my body. I'll be happy that in an Italian restaurant.
In fact, even most viewers found it super annoying. Now, the time was up. But in a shocking reveal, Chef Ramsay said that he wouldn't be tasting all the dishes, but instead, sous chef Christina and sous chef Jockey would select the best 4 from the respective teams. When it was his turn to present, he introduced his tomato seafood roto risotto, taking a good amount of time to clarify what roto meant.
Roto, the Italian word for broth.
So I'm not Italian.
Sorry, chef.
And guess what? No surprises here, but Brett's dish was easily chosen to be in the top 4 risottos. Sometime later, facing the scrutiny of Chef Ramsay, Brett confidently presented his grilled shrimp and charred asparagus tip risotto with a seafood tomato broth. And Chef Ramsay's reaction?
Go back in line 2 seconds.
The chef.
But wait, the real announcement was yet to be made. It was quite tough for the famous chef, since Mia's dish made him take more than 3 bites.
Wow, that's good. Man,
So, do you think Brett was able to impress Chef Ramsay?
that dish belongs to Brett.
Well, looks like he didn't lie about cooking risotto 5 times a week. His dish not only impressed, but also outshone the competition, earning him a well-deserved victory over Mia. The win was more than just a triumph. It was an emotional moment for Brett, who dedicated it to his parents and felt immense pride in making them proud.
Right now, my parents are ecstatic. Ecstatic, I know it.
As a reward, Brett's exquisite risotto earned him a coveted spot on the menu for the rest of the season, which is a testament to his culinary prowess. However, his emotional celebration didn't sit very well with some of the rookies, leading to a mix of annoyance and mockery in their confessionals.
Oh, I got the Italian flag on my chest.
You don't have to go Wolverine on everybody.
Yeah, do you smell jealousy? Anyway, despite the mixed reactions, there was no denying Brett's culinary brilliance and the heartfelt motivation behind his success. How could you not root for someone who was so dedicated and genuine? With sheer determination and hard work, this guy undoubtedly earned a spot as a top 3 contestant, showcasing his culinary prowess in every challenge. However, before Chef Ramsay announced the top 2 contestants, he had to inform Brett about something important.
You put everybody on notice with that incredible risotto, and it's still on the Hell's Kitchen menu.
Sadly, his journey came to an end in episode 14, leaving both fans and Chef Ramsay pretty disappointed. Before his departure, the famous chef took a moment to praise him.
You're probably one of the most passionate chefs ever to grace this floor.
Chef Ramsay's words undoubtedly resonated with him, especially when the famous chef expressed his certainty that the contestants' parents would be incredibly proud of his achievements. As a token of respect, Chef Ramsay told him to keep his chef's jacket, recognizing his exceptional talent and dedication. What's more, during his exit interview, he was treated to a retrospective montage.
Next up, the Italian stallion, Brett.
My risotto is on the Hell's Kitchen menu. It was a crazy journey. I've learned so much. I could write a book about it.
Despite his elimination, Chef Ramsay had no comment, but the lack of a picture-burning sequence hinted at the respect that Chef Ramsay held for this talented chef. It was a bittersweet goodbye, leaving viewers eager to see where his culinary journey would take him next. But it seems like some viewers just didn't enjoy him on the show, just like this user who couldn't stand him on either season. Way too dramatic, over dramatic, he said.
Damn, Mama, this one's for you right there. With the death of both my parents, I gave 2 angels.
Well, if you ask me, I don't see anything but his overwhelming love for his parents here, and that's not a problem, right? Maybe he was so emotional and expressive because he missed his parents and wanted the title so badly? I don't know, I'm going with Occam's razor here myself. But what are your thoughts on Brett's performance during both seasons? Was he being overdramatic? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, considering his outstanding performances and unwavering determination, I bet many of you thought he'd be a thriving chef by now, maybe even running a bustling restaurant or something, right? Well, brace yourselves because I have some surprising news. Turns out, he was caught in the middle of a crime. I know, it's absolutely shocking, especially coming from a guy like him. Just imagine the disappointment Chef Ramsay must have felt considering all the positive stuff he had said about him. Tragically, Brett hit a bit of a roadblock when he found himself entangled in legal troubles related to marijuana. In a surprising turn of events, in November of 2018, authorities stumbled upon a backpack brimming with a variety of marijuana products totaling over 1,000 grams of the stuff. This discovery led to felony charges, casting a shadow over his reputation just as his appearance in Rookies vs. Veteran was capturing the attention of viewers nationwide. But in the face of all these accusations, Brett stood his ground. He straight up owned up to smoking some weed, which wasn't news to anyone, but flat out denied any ties to drug trafficking. He made it damn clear he wasn't a drug dealer. Well, even the court papers backed him up, showing that he was let go without a bail, proving that he was dead serious about clearing his name in the middle of this legal mess. Brett's rock-solid stance showed that he was one tough cookie, facing all the trouble like a champ. During the search of a residence in southeastern Florida, the incriminating backpack was discovered. He acknowledged his marijuana use and the fact that he consumes THC-infused candies. While Brett didn't deny his association with the backpack and its contents, he insisted that he had no involvement in drug trafficking. Now, here's the kicker. Inside that backpack was a copy of Palm Beach Cannabis, a magazine all about Brett and the legal weed scene. That right there added some weight to his story, showing he was all about pushing for responsible, legal use of cannabis. Despite the legal mess though, Brett has refrained from getting caught up again, and he's still out there preaching for folks to keep it legal and responsible. Now, you must be wondering how Hell's Kitchen fans and viewers reacted to this whole ordeal. To be honest, there were quite a variety of responses. One Reddit user mentioned that Brett is quite open about being a cannabis activist and suggested that he should consider moving to Canada where it's legal at the federal level. On the other hand, a few viewers found the situation quite amusing, claiming that they always felt that Brett's behavior during season 18 was so peculiar as if he was high, which is hard to argue with.
A little backwards, a little sway and whatnot.
Another user added that perhaps Brett wasn't on anything and that was the issue. He didn't have his weed with him to keep him calm. They described Brett as a dedicated advocate for the healing properties of the plant and expressed frustration with the modern attitude in Florida, calling for more acceptance rather than harsh judgments. Currently, according to Brett's Instagram, he has not only continued to cook as a private chef, but he also astounds his followers with his culinary creations, leaving them in awe of his talent and creativity. A peek into his Instagram account is like stepping into a gastronomic wonderland, where every dish tells a unique story, showcasing his passion for the culinary arts. And guess what? Despite going through some seriously tough times, losing both his parents, Brett's still standing tall, showing his spirits as strong as his dedication to his craft. He ain't just making food, he's crafting straight up masterpieces that resonate with his followers, proving artistry knows no limits. So folks, why not dive into Brett Houser's epic culinary journey on Instagram? From drool-worthy recipes to life wisdom, he's serving up more than just grub, or hey, you can even hire him as your private chef for your next batch. Trust me, you won't find a better Italian cook than him. So what do you guys think about the whole turn of events? Do you think cannabis should be legalized on the federal level like in Canada? Let me know in the comment section down below. And before you leave, make sure to smack that like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications. Also, don't forget to check out my latest video right here since it's even crazier.